Oh, crap. Right, hello guys. Thank you for coming. Alright, how you doing? That was a terrible Geordie accent. I'm missing the northeast already. But anyway, what is the point of this video today? Sega, you damn you! I'm trying my darndest to be angry about a company that I used to love. I still do love really, but they're pushing their luck, and it's infuriating. It really is. But anyway, Total War Attila. How do you pronounce that? Attila? Who cares? I really don't care actually. Sega, you're messing up big time. Why? Well, let's start at the beginning. This game was released on the 17th of February, not very long ago. But then you'll notice down here, there are two downloadable content packs called Longbeards Culture Pack and Viking Forefathers Culture Pack. I believe this one was released on launch day. Let's have a look. Yes, on the 17th. And I'm one of those people who adopt the rather pessimistic approach and think that they're trying to rip consumers off. There are some people, including some of my friends, who are perfectly happy to be paying a premium for downloadable content on launch day, you know, irrespective of whether the developer or publisher, in most cases, the publisher dresses the whole thing up as a special limited edition or season pass or a Game of the Year edition or whatever. It's still ripping consumers off, especially since this was released on the same day. The way I look at it is basically Viking Forefathers was originally part of the base game, which by the way costs $29.99, so it's not cheap, which is coming up to $40 US I would say. And then you have the $5.99, the two £5.99 culture packs. And what they've done is basically spliced the content and said, look, you know what, we need to try and wring as much money from these little buggers as possible. So let's release Viking Forefathers as a downloadable content pack, and then we can get extra money. And you might be thinking to yourself right now, well, that really in itself is not enough to warrant such criticism. Well, let me show you Company of Heroes 2. Oh, good lord. This game... Oh, God, where do I start? I actually bought one of these. I think it was one of the Western Front armies. Let's have a look, actually. Let's have a look. I can't remember which one. Each one is $9.99. Bear that in mind. Oh, look, yes, it says, does not require the base game Company of Heroes 2 to play. This package allows standalone multiplayer access. And so I managed to get this game, and I was thinking to myself, awesome. I'm going to try the multiplayer aspect. It's going to be awesome. Oh, look, there's only one review, and it's negative. And it's not, where the hell is it? Well, basically what happened was I could be blind, I could have missed something, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I couldn't do anything. I could do sod all with the game that I purchased. I couldn't play the multiplayer aspect. You need the base game. Even though you can purchase this as a separate standalone game, you need the base game anyway. And obviously, as you can see, there haven't been enough players to actually review the game, bar one person. And funnily enough, the review's not even there. And so I thought, oh, good lord. Anyway, I managed to find a cheap copy on Amazon for £9.99. They've since increased the price, by the way, so you won't be able to find that on Amazon, unfortunately. And so I bought the main game in order to play it. But then I realised that Sega were thrusting these DLCs down my bleeding throat. It's just everywhere I looked, on the front title screen, on the front end, all I could see was, buy this, buy that, buy that. Well, let's have a look. The base game is $29.99. This one here is £66.99, but we won't include that because it includes the original Company of Heroes, which was a brilliant game. Everything they did was spot on. Even though there were two expansion packs, they were excellent standalone games and they were well worth it. Which is typical of Sega. Every time they have something great in their hands, they just cock it up. It's what they're famous for. Look at their consoles. After the Genesis and the Mega Drive, they just continue to cock up ad infinitum. But anyway, we're not going to include this. But then we have the Company of Heroes 2 Western Front Armies for £14.99, and then we have the Company of Heroes 2 Ardennes Assault for £29.99. And then it doesn't end there, folks. It does not end there, I kid you not. All of these DLCs, which come to £19.96. So that's around £80 worth. That's well over $100 worth of content for one bleeding game. And one that wasn't anywhere near as good as the original, I might add. The original on Metacritic is one of the highest scoring RTS games ever. And as I was saying before, they did everything right with that game. But then, they realised that they had something great. And so what did they try to do? They tried to bleed us dry. With this garbage. There is no way in hell I'm going to buy all of this. No way, it's not going to happen. And to be honest with you, I should have created this type of video after Company of Heroes 2. But being a Sega fanboy, or at least formerly a Sega fanboy, I was willing to give them a chance. But I created a video criticising Ubisoft for the same thing when it came to Assassin's Creed Unity. But Ubisoft, in all their wisdom, Ubisoft did apologise for that. But anyway, going back to Total War Attila, they're doing the same. They are doing the same. They're ripping people off, and it's reminiscent of the arguments we used to have with regards to patches, because patches, again, encourages lazy development. There are some people who believe that patches were a good thing, and they are in some cases, but there are other developers and publishers. It's really the publishers, because they're the ones that apply the pressure to the developers. They tell developers to release to have a game ready by a certain time because they have a schedule. And what basically happens is that they're willing to release an unfinished game onto the market to try and claw back as much as they possibly can while they can. And it's lazy, because they know that later on down the line they're going to release a patch to try and rectify all the issues. But when we look back at games on consoles, especially in consoles, before the Sega Dreamcast, which was the first mainstream console to offer online connectivity, games that were released on consoles were as is. You weren't going to get any patches, you weren't going to get any updates. Everything you got within the game was the finished product, and that was it. But now, with patches, obviously PC gamers have been experiencing this far longer than console gamers. It just encourages lazy development, lazy attitudes towards games development. And do I really need to go into Total Biscuit's video on Total War Rome 2? In fact, I will include a link in the description below, because Total Biscuit made a really important issue, and that was the Creative Assembly's obsession with trying to get a certain Metacritic score. They were so entrenched in that viewpoint, in trying to get as high a score as they possibly could, that they actually lost track of their vision. They lost track of what a game is supposed to be. It's about the gameplay, it's about the whole package, it's about the gamer, it's about the consumer. And they completely lost track of that. They were so obsessed with this 80% on Metacritic, or whatever score it was. It was laughable, it really was. And Sega, it was funny back then. People loved Sega because of the cock-ups that they made, but now there's no excuse, because they don't make consoles anymore, which is probably a good thing, because otherwise, if they continued, they probably wouldn't be around today. So it's a good thing, but they continue to cock up, and it's not funny anymore. So Total War Attila is a joke. It really is a joke, and this game in itself is not indicative of what they are trying to do. But then when you look at Company of Heroes 2 and all of that content, or if you look at Total War Rome 2, you'll see that they did exactly the same thing. It's beyond a joke now, and Sega, you need to grow up. Really, you do. Because I will not support such an attitude. And it's as simple as that. And you did quite well with Alien Isolation. I do credit you for that. But with your latest release, Total War Attila, it's unacceptable. Unacceptable. I'm sorry. So that's enough rambling from me. Feel free to give your views below. This is Tatsu signing off. Until next time, I'll see you later. Goodbye.